Ladies, I know the feeling. You've got the idea, the dream, maybe even the color palette picked out, but you're waiting until the logo's done. The website's perfect. The brand photos are edited and you are looking fabulous. And that is why your business hasn't made a dime. Let me tell you something. You don't need a logo to get paid. You need proof that your business solves a real problem and that people will pay for it. Welcome to From Corporate to CEO, hosted by the Power Move Collective. I'm your host, Nandy B, and this is your daily podcast that proves that you don't have to resign in order to rise. Here, ambitious women like yourself learn how to leverage your paycheck, your skills, and your corporate career to launch and grow your own business. And in just 10 minutes every day, I'll share power moves that will turn your 9-to-5 into your greatest investor. Make sure, however, that you hit subscribe so that you never miss an episode. With that said, let's get on with today's episode. All right, ladies, let's level set before we dive in. We've been on a journey to CEO clarity these last few weeks. I don't want you to lose sight of how far you have come. We started this whole thing with week 1, where we learned how to think like a CEO, right? We are still going through that journey. I know it takes time. We talked about shifting your mindset from doing tasks to making decisions. In week number 2, we took that clarity and we started evaluating our business ideas. Not just feeling excited about them, but actually what makes sense on this business building journey so that you actually make money. In week number 3, we talked all about validation and testing those ideas to see what sticks instead of assuming what the market wants. Now, in week number 4, we moved on to offers and positioning, right? This is where we talked about something tangible that people can buy. In week number 5, we talked about building your marketing rhythm, the strategy piece, learning how to show up with intention and not chaos. This podcast, though, isn't just about information. It's about transformation. And every week is designed to move you from idea to income with confidence, with clarity, and systems that actually fit your life. So now, here we are. Week number 6. We're getting into the part where every woman in corporate America secretly dreams about. Getting those coins. This is where we stop thinking about the business and we really start testing it, okay? Now, you can't scale what you haven't tested. And this is really going to be where that CEO energy inside of you, the CEO we've been trying to awaken, is really going to have to really come through full force. CEOs don't wait for certainty. They create it. And it all starts with one simple concept. Your MVO. Some people call it the MVP as well. MVO stands for Minimal Viable Offer. The MVP stands for Minimum Viable Product. Think of this as a sample. If you are selling a product, so for example, my sister sells her soaps at the farmer's market every weekend, every other weekend. She always has samples that she gives people so that they can try various different essences that she's releasing ahead of time. You are going to do the same thing. This MVO means the smallest version of a product or a service that proves that your idea actually works. Before you go all in, you would need to create your MVO. Your MVO is not your dream business. It's not a fancy website. It's not a 10-module course. It's your first test. The one that gives you the proof that people will actually pay for what you do. And this brings us to today's framework. We are going to be talking about 3 truths of testing your MVO like the CEO that I want you to be and that I know you already are. These are the principles that will separate the hobbyists from the leaders and the dreamers from the earners. So I want you to polish them. I want you to practice them, and I want you to commit them to memory. And here they are. The first one is proof beats polish. The second one, your MVO is the simplest version of your offer. The third one is that action creates evidence. Now, let's break them down one by one. Let's talk about the first truths of testing like a CEO. Proof beats polish. Most women delay success because they think polish equals professionalism. It doesn't. Data does. Your audience doesn't care about your brand colors or your logos. They care if you can solve a real problem for them. So instead of saying, I am not ready, say, I am ready to test. You don't have to wait for certainty. You need to move and make things certain. Let's now talk about the second truth of testing your offer like a CEO. Your minimum viable offer is the simplest version of your offer. This isn't about perfection. It's about clarity. Your MVO is that smallest, most direct way to prove that your idea actually works. If your end goal is a 3-month coaching program, your MVO might be a 60-minute strategy session. If your dream is a full-on digital store, your MVO might be a pre-sale of one downloadable template. We're not building an empire just yet. We're testing different blueprints, right? So we are going to start small because we are thinking long-term. Now, let's talk about the third truth of testing your offer like a CEO. Action creates evidence. Every move you make this week, every pilot, every DM, every post creates data for you. That is how you make decisions, not on fear or feelings, but on real feedback. Proof isn't something you wait to find. It's something that you collect. And every test you run brings you one step closer to that confidence and clarity. So, now that you know the 3 truths of testing like a CEO, let's turn that clarity into action. Let's talk about how you actually put your MVO into motion this week. Yes, I want you to take action this week. Go out there, do it. Here is your power move of the day. I want you to take your top idea and strip it down to its simplest form. And ask yourself these 3 questions. What problem does this solve? What's the easiest way to help someone solve it right now? And the last and third question is, what would it look like to test this week in one small way? That is it. That is your first test. You don't need 1,000 followers. You need one person to say yes. Thank you so much for joining me today on From Corporate to CEO. If you loved what you heard today, please subscribe to the show and visit us at powermovecollective.com. And if you are ready to start taking action, here are 2 great options. You can download our free Safe Start Blueprint. It's on our website and the link is also in the description below. However, if you, my darling, are ready to take action and say goodbye to corporate America for good, Join us in the Business Plan Mastermind that is kicking off on January 12th, 2026.